Peace to all my guys and goddesses on another episode of the MarcoJah monologue tapes. And this tape is called The Rise of Black Men Voting Republican. I did already touch on the election and what I thought about it and what it meant for the African diaspora, what it meant for black people in this country. I told black people of the African diaspora, to not really join the election. Don't get involved with it, because we don't really control who's president. It's majority due to the electoral college, vote. And then us as Americans, we contribute to the popular vote. So we don't really choose the president anyway. And when you get educated in politics, which I'm not really saying I'm like the most versed and I know politics to a T, but I know enough to educate myself and I know what's going on. But I would just say, just like how other groups like the Chinese, the European Jews, like how they, no matter what or who the president is or who gets elected, they stay together, stick together as a collective, and they prosper. Now, I would say that this election, it is causing a lot of division. And I remember when Republicans and Democrats, they had a respect for each other. They had a common goal for each other. It wasn't name calling. It wasn't immaturity. It wasn't so divisive. The elections and the politics, they had some kind of tact and respect and prestige about it. But I would say now, ever since Barack Obama left office and we had president races with Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, now we have it. Then it was Trump versus Biden, and now it's Kamala Harris versus Trump. The respect level intact is gone. And now these parties, the Republican and Democrat Party, they're giving you an illusion that you have power. They're giving you an illusion that you have control of who's going to be president when you really don't. But it is a rise of black men. Maybe I'm getting a little off topic, but it is a rise of black men voting for Democrat. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. Voting Republican, just due to, I would just say, in me being a black man myself, we as black men, we don't really think that the Democratic Party is really not for us. And then we're in an age of information where you can look up things. You're not so easily swayed by the newspaper and the media no more. The newspaper and media doesn't have as much pull and control like how they used to. And us black men, we're not really pro-abortion. We're not pro people regulating and taking our guns away. We're not so keen on LBGT. Maybe I said the acronym wrong. Rights. And I just think not just black men, but just black people in particular, we're tired of the rigmarole. We're tired of every 4 years, every 3.5 years, the Democrats act like our friends, but they don't want to do nothing for our best interests. And this election, the reason why I point the rise of black men voting Republicans, because this election has caused a lot of division between black men and black women. It has. I'll say the majority of black women are voting Democrat, which I do see a lot of black women voicing that they don't like Kamala Harris. But the majority of black women are voting Democrat because that's what they identify for. The Democrats are catering more to black women more, and just with black men, it's just like we don't see how voting Democrat. A lot of us is voting Republican, and a lot of us are just sitting this one out because I would just say for me, man, like just think is we should have more better choices if we do have a choice of electing the president. We should have more better choices than Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. I'm just tired of seeing the same old people in office, which I honestly felt I actually wanted DeSantis to win, and I see a lot of coverage going on with the election, and I just can't wait till it's over and everybody can get back to their lives. But I just feel like this election, whoever wins, it could be dangerous. It could be dangerous, just due to the division and the hate. I just feel like the politics now is becoming like WWE, where it's turning people against people. And I'm just like, I didn't know that people still have faith in the government or still feel like the government can still change their lives. Now, I would say I cannot stand Kamala Harris. Y'all already know. I do not like her ass. I don't like what she did with the border. I don't like how the migrant situation played out. I don't like the rise and cost of everyday living. I don't. I think the Biden and Harris administration is the worst presidential cabinet, whatever you call it, that's ever existed. It was the worst administration that ever existed. This country is down the toilet. I do believe that Donald Trump is the better choice, but I don't think he's a good choice. It's just some things, and maybe I voiced my opinion on the last video I did about the election, is that I didn't like how the way he handled the coronavirus. I felt like he could have informed people a lot better and prepared us for it. It came like a swoop. And then on top of that, I don't like how Donald Trump panders to white supremacists and panders to the alt-right, which I'm not seeing he's doing. He's not been doing that a lot lately, but the last election he was. I don't like that. I do think Donald Trump is too old. He's like 78 years old. I don't want another 80-year-old president like you see how Joe Biden was. And I think that Donald Trump, he tolerates racism, racist people. Do I know if Donald Trump is racist? I don't think he's racist. I just think he's a lot like many other white people in America, in the Western world. I just think he's a prejudiced, ignorant person. I don't think he's stupid or anything. Um, but that's just one thing about Trump. You would never see me wear a MAGA hat. I know a lot of people like Anton Daniels is voicing his support for Trump, but I don't put my belief and believe my future is gonna go a certain way when it comes to politics and other uh you know politics and presidents. I mean, I do believe that politics and laws can affect your life to a certain extent, but I just hope after the election and I think the election is going to end next week. I just hope a civil war or whatever, a riot doesn't happen like last time. Is even politicians talking about a civil war? But that's just one thing I like why I can't 100% get on board with Trump is because he does pander to the alt-right and white supremacists. I don't necessarily believe he's a white supremacist or racist, but he panders to those groups because he knows those groups are going to support him indefinitely. Um, like, and I'm like, cool. I'm like saying he panders to white supremacists and the alt right is because said that he said that he thought it was good people on both sides when the Charlottesville race riot happened, when white supremacists were marching into a city and town, and it became a big spectacle, and one person got ran over by a car and died, and that's one thing I just don't tolerate. So I do think Trump is better for the job, and I understand why black men are supporting Donald Trump, but I just don't want us black people to get caught up in the hype and choose sides and have we already divided. We already don't get along, especially as black men and black women like we supposed to. Don't let the election cause more division between us, because it's just funny how us black people where we can be divisive and we can have this first world American individualistic mentality, but when it comes to election, y'all are more cohesive and want to come together when it comes to politics than everyday life, which blows my mind. It's like family members being outcasted voting Republican. Is relationships ending due to one spouse want to vote Republican, one spouse want to vote Democrat. I would say it doesn't matter. Us black people, we need to stick together. It's not looking too good for us in the future, especially with the Democrats, really trying to get these migrants to replace us. So we need to stick together more than anything. But I would just say to the black men who are voting Republican, I and us men, we are more logical, and I understand the reason and everything, but I just feel like we could have had better choices, and I'm tired of a Trump, a Clinton, and Obama's. I'm tired of all of them. I like to see some more fresh talent, more people that's more qualified for a position than a Donald Trump or a Kamala Harris. But that's all I'm going to say, man. I'm trying to short my videos out more. I know I haven't been on here in a while, been having a lot going on this month, but it's more from me, from the guy, MarcoJah. I want to say peace to all my guys and goddesses and all righteous families of the earth. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.